Hey there, Gemini. Thank you for checking out this video. This is for the week of July 6th. And this week, you have a great week this week. There's no doubt about it. Let's just jump right in. The first card you have is the Six of Spades. This card, represents incremental improvements in your life. I think things have been getting better for a lot of Geminis, and it's incremental, so it's like, it might seem a little bit slow, but the thing about this card is it does pick up momentum. I've kind of said that this card represents a train in a lot of ways, because it's kind of like how a train, that's the only thing I could think of to, you know equate it to. And it's kind of like a train starts off really slow, but then as it picks up momentum, it just takes off. I think you'll see that happen in your life. What I'm getting is that, what I'm really getting message wise is that maybe some of you have had some negative experiences, like lost your job or lost a relationship or lost something, maybe got fired under strange circumstances, or something weird happened in your life. And I'm getting that needed to happen, because, well, you'll see at the end of this reading why it needed to happen, but it's going to put you in a much better place. And I think a lot of you have maybe had ideas. You have a lot of mental cards here. So it's like, if you lost your job, I think maybe you've had an idea on something better that you want to do, maybe going back to school or starting your own business or something along those lines. And I think that will be very successful for you. And I think that's what this card is saying, is it's saying, that had to happen, whatever that weird situation was. And again, this is only for some of you, but I am picking it up, so I'm going to say it. That situation had to happen for your success. So there you go. Next, you have the Four of Hearts. The great card to have. It does represent a lot of things. It represents change in your life. It typically represents new things as well. That's why I was kind of getting that some of you maybe lost your job or lost a house or something, but it needed to happen, because this represents change. It's always positive change. It's new things coming into your life, new jobs, new houses, new money, new everything. That's what this card represents. And it's always a change for the better. It always is. Hearts represent problems melting away. That's what the suit represents. I think a lot of your problems are going to be going away. I think, like I said, I think you had something, maybe for some of you, it's been happening, something weird's been happening in your life, and for others of you, I think it just happened. Like I said, you lost a job or something along those lines. And not all of you, like I said, for a majority of you, I just think this card represents small improvements happening in your life. But I think for some of you, it represents that loss. But you have so much good stuff on the way, I just wouldn't even worry about it. Next, you have the Eight of Hearts. Great card to have. And this is also why I said, if something weird happened, if you did lose your job or something along those lines, this represents an exchange of energy. And, I would say, if you did lose your job or you did lose a relationship, that you probably were doing a great job in your job. You probably were a really hard worker, and it probably was, if you were fired, it was under strange circumstances. That's a word that keeps coming up in my head. So, just know that. And if you did lose a relationship and there was a breakup, it was probably under very strange circumstances again. And you probably, under any other circumstances, you'd probably still be in that job, still be in that relationship, if that's what this means for you. But it does represent that you were putting out hard work and good karma. So it's coming back to you tenfold. This is a gift from the universe. That's what this card represents. A gift from the universe. Good things coming in. Good luck. Good luck. That word just slipped out of my mouth, by the way. So when words just come flying out, you know that they're probably pretty accurate. So good luck coming in. Good energy, just good energy coming in. Next, you have the Eight of Clubs. This card rarely shows up. If you've seen any of my other videos, when this card does show up, which is only like 2-3 other times, period, since I've been doing these videos on YouTube, it's a very rare card to show up. It represents great intuition, great mental power, and it represents using that mental power this week. It represents using your intuition to get what you want this week, is really what the card represents. And it also represents intelligence, using your intelligence to accomplish what you want. It represents pretty much all things of the brain. The great thing about this card is success comes very easily to people who get this card. It's not a lot of work. You've probably already done some of the research or some of the legwork. And this isn't everything, so I can't just say it's for finance, because it's, for this has to do with love, it has to do with finance, it has to do with spirituality, everything. Clubs represent, kind of like the Holy Trinity. It's like three things. So, it's not just one thing, but it's a card of ambition, it's a card of, it is a card of money. I mean, it's a card of making a lot of money. It does represent, it lines up with Jupiter, and it has to do with expansion and all of those other things. That's a little bit deeper into the card itself. And the one challenge with this card, and I'm not even like, I think you have such a positive week, I don't even think you have to deal with this, but I would say the one challenge is not being flexible. It's a card of not being flexible and not looking at other things. I think for some of you, what it's saying is, if you are coming up against the wall, just go around it. That's what the card says. It says maybe you're thinking about trying to overcome some sort of obstacle head on, but maybe there's just something a little bit over this way that you need to look at that will help you kind of navigate the obstacle and be a lot more successful. But like I said, this is a very successful card. I mean, on a side note, it represents a lot of people coming into your life as well, going to parties and having things like that. If you look at it, like I say, clubs represent the brain, and those are all brains, and they're different brains. So it represents people coming into your life, helping you out even. Like I said, if you had some weird work or love situation, I keep picking up on that. So, I think that's going to be a strong message for a lot of you, work or love. And, just know that the people are there to help you. They're right here. That's all you have to do. And your own intuition is there to help you. This is the most intuitive card of the deck, dare I say it. Maybe the Queen of Clubs is a slightly more intuitive, but this is a very intuitive card. It's also very karmic, and it represents that real, like, psychic exchange of energy, picking up on the energies. So use this card this week. Use that power. You're gonna have an awesome week. It's a really great week, so enjoy it.